Hi guys, and welcome back to another episode of Non-League 2 Premier League here with Bath City. Find ourselves currently fourth in the table, 34 games played, so we're nearing the end of the season. We are well within the playoff spots, 5 points clear of Dover in 7th, so we are catchable with the amount of games we have left. But I'm hoping to push on now after a string of poor results really. You'll see when I click on my fixture schedule, we've won 1-0 at Horsham, and since then we've gone 4 games without a win, 2 draws and 2 losses. The draws are quite bad, the losses not so bad, because those losses were against teams in the playoff spots with us. But today we do go ahead and play Weston Supermare, who are currently sat down in 23rd, looking like they will get relegated. A slightly rotated lineup having to happen here. We've brought Keto in, he's going to start at left back this game. He had a run of games as striker for us when we were suffering through a few injuries, but he now goes back to left back. Sweeton is brought in for Russ, who's overdue a rest. The rest of the team pretty much full strength. Russ, a well deserved rest there in that midfield, but he will be a big miss, I'm sure, this match, because he is important to how we play. Although I will say, when Sweeton has stepped in, he has been very, very good as of late. So here we go. Bin sitting on the bench again, whilst Richards going back to the number 1 spot. I'm sure that will rotate soon, and I may be looking at a better keeper anyway for next season. I feel the step up, you should focus more on defence and your attack, and we are focused on that. And I apologise because I've just seen a horrible kick clash here on the game, but we will do our best to commentate and keep on top of this. Bath obviously in the black and white, and Weston Supermare in the full white kits, as Batten picks up the ball to pass out now, and is this an opening chance in the first few minutes? Beardmore into Tilson, back to pass out. Batten to Rains now. Rains fouled on the wing, early doors, 3 minutes in. What's the ref going to do here? Having a word. No cards yet. Referee deeming it too early to give out a card. We join with a free kick inside our own half with Batten. Plays that forward to Ash. He's dropped deep to collect the ball, get involved in the play. He goes wide to Rains. Rains driving out, he tries a shot. And McNamara saves. And once again I'll go on my tactics and discourage shooting from distance. I need to do that on my permanent tactic. I'll try and remember to do that after today's episode. And we're out wide to Keto. What can he do with the ball? He looks back to Parcell. Parcell assessing options ahead of him. Keto looks. Windsor's made a run in behind. Windsor picks up Jenkins Davies and hits the post, and that almost ends up in an own goal. But this is a good start here from Bath, 7 minutes in. We look to be dominating the ball at the moment, and the only team to have any opportunities on goal. It's just what we want to see against a team battling relegation. We need to be dominant and make sure we win these kind of games. We did lose to Weston Supermare 2-1 early in the season, so we look to make that right here today. And Tilson plays a good ball out wide. Rains is finding some good space. Sweeton on the ball now, picks up Rains again. Rains floats that in. Keto picks up on the edge of the box. His shot's blocked. He looks back towards Beardmore now. Beardmore finds Keto again. He has to go back. Weston sitting slightly deep here. Bath need to try and pick a way through. And the way they're doing it at the moment is the outlet of Rains on the right hand side. And the Weston back line clear out for a Bath City corner. And Jenkins Davies over this. I don't think we scored directly from a corner this season, and we still will not with a corner like that. But the rebound falls back, and that is a great save down to his right by the Weston Supermare keeper. And Jenkins Davies has another opportunity to get this ball in from the corner. And he plays that further in, but McNamara comes out, he claims that ball easily. Here try and get Weston on a counter-attack here, and he does with the ball straight through. Anderson with some great control. And that is Route 1 at its finest, and Bath City once again finding themselves losing to Weston Supermare. This has been a bogey team for us, and you'll see the keeper claims, and straight away he looks forward, and McNamara absolutely hoofs it all the way down to the other end, and this replay is blooming awful. But then striker collects the ball and slots it past Harvey Wiles Richards, And Bath find themselves 1-0 down 15 minutes after a very dominating opening display by Bath. They find themselves 1-0 down thanks to a counter-attack. And they look to push forward now. And they lose the ball again. And Bath are just doing this to themselves. Their season's starting to get derailed, and you can see it. The team are very negative. They're not sure what to do, where to go. And they're dominating the possession up at 70% again, but find themselves behind. It's absolutely ridiculous. If we begin to fall out these promotion spots, I could be out of a job. I need more from the squad, and I'm going to demand it already. I demand more from you, and we're also going attacking. I am not losing this game if it's the last thing I do. Jenkins-Davies tried to pick out Ash, and that's just a poor ball forward. Sometimes it's like this team are strangers again. The second they go on a bad run of form, that is it, they don't know each other. Batten though, dominant in the air as always. Sweeten looking for a long ball, doesn't quite work. But Beardmore wins that in the middle of the park. Rains loses the ball cheaply. And this is really poor from Bath now. The opening 10 minutes were dominant. But the next 5 minutes, it's all Weston Supermare. And Kettle at the back post defending well. Windsor driving down the left now. He's had to drop back into the midfield to get on the ball. Jenkins-Davies picks out to Ash. Ash out to Rains. Options need to be in the box for him here. But he goes back to Sweet and back to Rains. There's a ball to Jenkins-Davies to make it 1-0. And this is a good response from Bath. They had a poor 5 minutes there, but they'll be glad to get that ball in the back of their opponent's net and bring it back level with 20 minutes played. It's been an interesting first half here. Bath with pretty much all of the ball, but the opportunities being equal. Weston Supermare really using the counter-attack to their advantage this game, and that is pretty much where all their opportunities came from, and that is where their goals came from. We're looking for more response. We want to be up at half-time ideally, and Keto's going to drive now. He decides not to whip it in the box and loses it cheaply. Why would you not get that in the box? Parsons steps in well to win the ball back. And Bath pushing on now. Trying to pin Weston Supermare back. Batten goes for a route one option. It made it way to Davies. Jenkins-Davies. And there's a block there by the Weston Supermare back line. Jenkins-Davies over the corner again now. He's playing it into the box. That's a good goal from a corner. I think for the first time this season. And Louis Sweeten, the future of the club. I touched on him before the game. And how he's been really stepping up recently and having some good performance. And he's marked that off with a goal. Floats over everyone. He peels off the players and manages to tap that in on the back post. Bath City now, half an hour in, looking good. 2-1 up, dominating the ball. More chances and shots on goal. This is more like it. For 5 minutes they were struggling against Weston, but they seem to pick back up now. But Rains loses the ball in the middle of the park, but Weston now giving the ball back to Bath City. Batten will drive forward. Where's his options? It's Sweeten, and he plays a good ball towards Rains. That's a foul, Rains surely. And it is. Rains now having to receive medical treatment. He's okay to continue for now. A couple of tired players there, Rains and Tilson mainly. But they're both important figures for my team, so it's not easy just to take them off. And we come into the last few minutes now of the first half. Weston pushing on. Well, they steal a goal before half-time. It's won back by Beardmore there. Quick play by Windsor straight to Jenkins-Davies, out to Keto. Beardmore loses the ball in the middle of the park, but Jenkins-Davies did well to earn that back, but the ref didn't like that challenge. Lucky to escape a booking there. And we're into 2 minutes stoppage time now. Bath looking like they're going to go into the half-time 2-1 up. Unless anything comes from this opportunity, it does not. And Bath managed to work themselves back into the lead in that first half, dominating possession. I'm looking, Rains is going to come straight off, and this is why I keep putting Gibbons on the bench. And Tilson now, who plays an important role in my team. I'm going to have to drop Beardmore back and bring Bowman on. Now, and we're going to swap Jenkins-Davies and Bowman around. In possession. Bowman steps up. Sweeten drops back, out of possession. Sweeten and Beardmore back. Jenkins Davies. That looks good for me. Confirm those changes. Let's get into the second half. 2 changes I feel slightly forced into, but they have earned their rest. Both Rains and Tilson have played a lot of minutes this season, and as it stands, Tilson may not be here next year because I could not afford to renew his contract, and it is running down. Hopefully at the end of the season, when we get next year's budget, we can keep Tilson on because he is an important figure in this club. And an opportunity from a set piece there for Weston. Defended well by Bath, but it does fall back to Weston there. Dawes to Coulson, that's a good ball in towards Britain. The pass out deals with it, out for a throw. And it is Weston with the throw in our final third. They look to play this towards the box. They're resetting now, out to Bernard who's found a bit of space. He plays that quick 1-2, that's a good ball. Nobody there, so Gibbons clears. But it falls straight back to Weston again. And they look at a shot there, whilst Richards with a good one-handed save to tip it round the post. And it's a strong start for Weston in the second half. Having quite a few shots this start of this second half. Bath City find themselves under pressure. And here they are with the ball. Keto, Beardmore, they try and find a way out, but Beardmore just gives it away. And Weston now getting good opportunities. Gibbons been dragged out. Martins ran on behind him in an overlap and run. Gibbons earns back, and that's surely going to be a yellow card. That's the second time Gibbons has made a foul already this half, and that puts me under pressure. Pass down, Jenkins Davies looking quite tired. Ball falling back to Weston, one stop at the moment. And I am going to look to go a bit more cautious now. Weston causing us lots of issues. They shouldn't be, but they are. I don't know what's happened to Sweeten there, but it's Dawes on the ball, but Jenkins Davies wins it to Beardmore to Windsor. Windsor waits for the run from Keto. Keto back to Windsor now. Who can Windsor pick out? Beardmore is giving it away again. And Beardmore having a bit of a poor second half in that more defensive role, which probably doesn't suit him. Windsor blocks that clearance attempt, but falls back to Weston again. And I really need to demand more from my team. At the moment, Weston are getting the better chances of the half, and they're pinning us back, and we can't seem to get the ball. And what is it with Weston or lower league teams that we struggle so much with? I'm unsure, but we really are struggling. Williams is going to come off, and Fish is going to get some minutes. Keto looking tired already at left back. I've got Danny on the bench, and he will come on. And I have one more substitute if I want to use it, with Parsell looking tired, Jenkins Davies looking tired. I've got no real options to replace them, so for now I won't. A lot of my subs looking anxious coming on, which isn't good. And Weston play that's over the bar. And we're into the final half hour of the match now. Bath City look like they're struggling to keep their lead, with Weston Supermare having plenty of opportunities this second half. What can Bath do here? Beardmore to Ash. Beardmore now out towards Gibbons, but Beardmore again giving the ball away. I think every highlight he's had this second half is him misplacing a pass and giving it to the opposition. And they've switched that over now to Smith, and they have got plenty of men on this right hand side. Danny deals with it and gets the ball out of play. A lot of the Bath City team starting to get tired. We've got one sub left and about 4 to 5 absolutely knackered players. We're going to struggle to see out these final 20 minutes. I can feel it. It's all about survival, holding on, a thin squad. You've got to battle for each other. And that's what Bath are doing here as they try and create another opportunity. Back to Beardmore. Finally, he puts a pass to another player. And that's a ball out to Gibbons. He brings it into Jenkins Davies with the shot. Straight down the middle, easy catch from McNamara. And he goes long again. Is this another counter-attack opportunity? The Bath defence win it, but it falls back to Weston again. And they look to put an attack on. And that's another long ball. That's surely Harvey Wiles Richards. It is. Coming up to the last 15 minutes of this match. A tired Bath City squad fighting for their lives up in the promotion spots. Somewhere at the beginning of the year they didn't expect to be until Sudos took over the reins at the club. Jenkins Davies into Ash to Jenkins Davies. What a bit of play here. Quick 1-2s. Trying to carve out an opportunity here. Patiently waiting. Parsana, who can he pick out? He has to go back to batting now. Weston, they're sitting deep, waiting for this counter-attacking opportunity. Parsana forced to push forward. Trying to create a chance through the middle and overload it. Keeping good possession of the ball, and like I said, this is Parsana driving forward. He's found a bit of space. Overload the midfield, but he's giving the ball away. Straight out of play there though by Weston Supermare. We are in to the last 15 minutes of the game. Bath City clinging on for dear life as we approach the final 10 minutes here. And Bath win the ball back in the middle of the park. Good bit of play here. Cam Fisher had created an opportunity. He knocks the ball to Danny, who came off the bench. He probably should have whipped that in, and it falls to Fish. Goes down, nothing given. Bratton will play that long. Ash is going to fight for it. He wins it, and that's Fisher. And he puts us clear 3-1. Alex Fisher, one of the most important men in the squad. Him off the bench, and even when he was forced to start through other player injuries, he has been taking his chances, and that's all praise to Brad Ashton, who wins that and guides it straight into Fish with a great header down to the keeper's left-hand side, and Bath City find themselves 3-1 up with 10 minutes to go in the game. An important win here for Bath after struggling for the last couple of games, not getting a win in 4. It looks like they might pick up the win here. But Weston will still look to try and create opportunities, as they are. But Ash picks the ball up. Is it Bath's turn to try and counter-attack? It might be. Gibbons finding the space out on the right. He chooses to take on his defender. He whips that in, and it's cleared at the front post there by Weston. Bath piling the pressure on. In these final few minutes still. It's ended up being a very even game, shot and chance-wise, but Bath City with a 2.05 XG and 65% possession, well worth the victory in my eyes. And we're coming up now to the full-time whistle, and there it is, Bath City grabbing themselves a very important win to keep them pushing for those playoff spots. It was a good performance from the team, who keep themselves up in 4th place, 3 points behind Tottenham 3rd, 4 points behind Maidstone in 2nd, an absolute world away from Dagenham in top, but they are 5 points now ahead of 5th Horsham, who are below them. And that will be the end of this episode. Like I said, we sit there in 4th place in the table quite comfortably, and we come up against Enfield Town in the next game, a team down in 17th, so we will look to try and continue on with this winning streak. But as always, if you did enjoy this episode, please do leave a like, please do subscribe, and also check out my Twitch, which will be linked in the description below. Thank you and bye bye.